Hello everyone, in today's video I'm diving into the customization of Shopify's Dawn theme, which is completely free. And by the end, you'll be able to create this high converting, stunning website. I'll walk you through setting up collection pages, crafting an optimized product page, and designing a footer that's complete with all the must-have policies such as contact information, shipping information, returns, as well as must-have policies. Let's not waste any time and jump right into it. From your Shopify admin, go to online store and themes. This will open up your theme library. You should already have the theme available in your library, as this is the default Shopify theme. If the theme isn't already installed, click Add Theme and visit Theme Store. Search for Dawn in the search bar and click Try Demo. Once you have the Dawn theme showing up on your theme library, you can go ahead and begin customization. We're going to begin our customization from this active theme. Customize. Let me give you an overview of the theme editor. On this left-hand panel, we have sections, theme settings, and app embeds. The section is where we edit specific parts of the page, such as our header, middle section, and the footer. The theme settings is for configuring global settings such as the logos, the colors, typography, etc. And the app embeds are where we enable and disable any external apps installed to the Shopify store. Going back to our sections, going to the center of the page. This drop down in the center of the page takes to specific pages to edit and customize. To customize the product page, you would just need to click on that page. Going back to our home page, because we will be starting our customization from there. This right-hand menu has a desktop view, mobile view, and full screen view. It's very helpful to toggle between these views to view how your page looks in a specific view. Let's dive into customization, and we'll start with the header and work our way downwards. The header consists of an announcement bar and the header, which houses our menu. To begin customization, simply click on the heading and it opens up a settings menu to the right-hand side where we can begin to customize. Although we can customize our color scheme globally, we'll customize our color scheme in these settings so we can view the look and feel as we go through. We'll tackle the more global settings afterward. Let's begin customizing our header, which is used to highlight important promotions and announcements. The first thing we'll do is edit this color scheme. Let's change the background to a dark background. This is a hex code for a background. You can just enter that there. Since we've changed the background to a dark background, we'll go ahead and change the text to white. We'll change the button background to white to match the text. Of course, the button label to a dark background. We'll leave the button outline and just change this shadow. Click Save to save your changes. Let's go ahead and change the announcement to something relevant. So in the announcement section where it says text, we'll change that to say free shipping on orders of $50. Click Save. You have an option to add a link. We'll leave that blank for now. We're also able to add a second announcement. Let's do that. And it'll just cycle through the announcements. Highlight this text section and add your second announcement. You are able to, again, paste a link. So we can paste a link to a particular collection. If you had a collections page with a sale or something like that, you go ahead and link that collection. Click Save. So it will now loop through those announcements. And you can add as many announcements as needed. I recommend only 2 announcements. Now let's get into our header. You can click on this drop down and add blocks to the header. For now, the only thing we're going to do is we'll change the logo to be in the top center. And we'll change this to a mega menu, which we will work on at a different time. Let's change the header color scheme to one with a different background. Let's change this color scheme. Since it already shares the color scheme of our top header, and we want it to be different, we're just going to go ahead and change the color scheme to the next one in line, which is color scheme 2. Click edit, change the background to white, change the text color, match the background, our button text or label to a dark color. Let's leave our outline button as this color, and we can change it later on if needed. Click save and X out of it. Going down to the menu does have a different color scheme. We'll leave our menu's color scheme as 1 for now. There are some default settings here, which we'll just leave. That we've edited our header section, let's just jump into the template. As you can see, there is an image banner. This is where we can put in a banner. I'll click select image, scroll down to a free image that I'd previously downloaded and add. And you can add a second image here. It'll just loop through the images. I'll click save, and please note you can undo changes by clicking the undo button. We can change that banner height as needed, small, medium, or large. Let's leave it as large for now. And let's change this to color scheme 1. Click save. Click on browse our latest products to change the text. Instead of browse our latest products, we'll add a text that's relevant, indulge in luxury, and we'll click add block to add another text block, and we'll move that block and add a description. Please note we can change the text style from body to subtitle or to uppercase. We'll change it to subtitle and click save. As far as the button goes, it already has a shop all, and you can change this text to shop all, shop now, and insert a link that the button will go to. I'm going to have that go to collections and all collections. Click save. For the second button, in order for you to have that show, you're gonna have to just enter something else. We'll say shop sale and link it to a collection sale. Save. If you have a brand new store, you probably won't have collections set up. If you don't have collections set up, that's okay. You can just leave the link section blank and come back to it later. All right, let's move on to our featured collection. Click on the featured collection heading, scroll up, and let's begin by changing the text to something more relevant. The heading can be changed. We'll leave that as small. For the description, let's change that to shop our bestsellers. You can change the description style. This collection here is going to all the collections. We'll change collection and send it to our bestsellers. Bestsellers, select. You have the option to show maximum amount of products per page. I'll leave it as 4. Number of columns on desktop view looks great at 4. Enable view all button, we'll check that. And the view all style, we can do a link, an outline button, or a solid button. Let's just choose link. The color scheme doesn't really work. The background is too dark. So let's change this color scheme to a color scheme that has kind of a great background. So color scheme 3 looks like it has that perfect background. Hit save, click this X button to X out. Here are some settings of the product card where you can change the image ratios. You can have it adapt to image, which is a default, portrait, or square. I like to have it either in portrait or square because if you have different image sizes in your store, it's not going to look that great. We'll leave the image shape as default. Please note that you can change it to round, bob, and different things. We'll leave it as the default. You can click show vendor. I don't recommend that. And show product rating. We'll have that checked. Please note if you don't have a product app installed in your store, this feature will not be active. Let's click mobile to take a look. We can have 2 columns like this or 1 column. Go ahead and leave it as 2 columns. And then we have a bunch of theme settings, which we'll just leave default. Next, we can add a different section by clicking the add section button. Going to go ahead and add a collection list. The collection list is great because this helps customers sort through your collections, and it's really good for organization. We'll just change the heading to our collections. Heading size is medium. Click save, And just for consistency, I'll go back to our featured collection and change the head and side to medium as well and click save. Let's go back to our collections list. The number of columns on desktop, let's change that to 4. I encourage you to list all your collections on the product page. The color scheme is color scheme 1. Let's change that to color scheme 3. Just as before, we'll enable view all and we'll leave our mobile layout in 2 columns instead of 1. Click save and then go down here. This is where we can actually add our collections. Let's click select collection and add the various collections. If you don't already have collections created, again, you can leave this blank or click create collection to create a collection and then go through the process of creating a collection. I'll just go back since I already have collections created and select home page, select it and hit save. Collection again, we'll select new arrivals, select and hit save. We'll repeat the process for multiple different collections that we want to appear on our home page. We only have 3 collections, so we'll click add collection to add a 4th, and let's select that collection and let's do the mugs. We'll select it and we'll click save. And you can add as many more collections as you have. This looks great. We'll go ahead and click add section to add another section. Next section I'll add is a rich text section. Click rich text. I'll go to that section to sit directly underneath the image banner. And first thing I want to do is to change the color scheme. It's currently set at color scheme 1. So I'm going to go ahead and change it to a color scheme that hasn't already been used. That's color scheme 5. Edit. I want to change the background to a white background. As we change that background to white, we need a dark text. We'll use the corresponding text color that we've used. Let's do the same with our solid button background. And let's go ahead and also change the label to be the white color. I'm going to leave the outline button and let's also change the shadow color. Save. Click X and just leave all the default settings. Click on here to talk about our brand. And this is a great place where you can add a mission statement. So we'll go here and add our mission. We'll leave the heading size as medium. Click save. Let's put something that's relevant to our brand here. You can leave this button here if you want it to direct people to a page, or in this case, I'm just going to delete this button and click save. I do want to create some contrast, which is why I'm using the alternating background. I'm going to move the collections list to sit right on top, right here. Our page is shaping up really nicely and we can move to the footer at this point, but I'd like to experiment with a few more sections first. I'm going to add section. Why don't we try the multi-row and let's populate the content. Before we populate the content, let's move it to an appropriate section. Click on the dots here. And why don't we put it right under our collections list and we'll have it smack dab here. Going back to edit the settings, we'll leave everything as is, but just change that color scheme. I want to change it to color scheme with the white background that we just created. And let's change the row scheme as well, or the container. Let's change that to the white color scheme that we just created and hit save. Click on row so we can begin to edit the contents here. So this would be a great place to put a product image. I don't have a product image that I would like to put, so I'm just going to select explore the free images and search. And let's see, I really like this one. So I'll click on it. I'll click select and I can hit, and let's edit the caption, heading, and text. This would be a great place for your product name. We'll just call it the Gray Sweatshirt. In the heading, back to school. The text section, put this right here. And this is a great place. You can even add a review. I'll do the button label, shop. We'll do a shop now, and we'll have a link that goes to a specific product page. Let's say we wanted it to go to this product page and click save. In the next row, let's go ahead and do the exact same thing. Going back to the caption, name it Silk Pillow. We'll give it a nice heading. And for our text, let's enter it. Click save. And delete that row and hit save. And let's just view our page again. It's really looking nice, really taking shape. Next up is the footer. Before we get to customizing the footer, please note that there are many more sections that we can add to enhance our page. Please go through this sections list and add more sections to enhance your page. Clicking on our footer heading will bring up the footer settings. The footer is a critical component of the site as it appears on every page, and it's essential to include links to key pages on the site, such as the privacy policy, refund policy, and contact information. As you can see right here, we already have policies set up on the bottom of the page. Now that is because if you scroll down here to settings to the policy links, we have the show policy links checked. If I uncheck it, that will go away. And we have previously set up policies. In order to set up your policies, just right here that it shows policy links, you can click and set them up on this page. I'll scroll back up, and with the color scheme, feel free to change it. You can have it changed to have this background, but I like the black background, so I'll leave it as color scheme 1. There's a show email sign up, which I will uncheck because I want that to have a different color. Scrolling down, I will leave all the remaining default settings as is, and I'll go ahead and click save. Up here, we'll click add section and add that email sign up form. We'll change the color scheme to color scheme 2, and we'll hit save. We also have an option to change this text and change the heading size. You can also change the text, the subheading. With the email form, there are just no customizable settings. So now let's go down to our actual footer and click add block to add a menu. In the heading section, we'll write support, and it's currently linked to a footer menu, which we're going to change. We'll hit change menu and click support, select save. The support menu was also previously created, and you need to configure your menu in the navigation. So in order to do that, you can click change menu and create menu. This will open up the navigation section, and you can add menu items here. These are the menu items that we already have available. You would just have to click add menu and add your menu items. You can also access that area by going to the online store and clicking on navigation. Going back, we have our support menu created. You can add more menus by clicking on add block and adding the menu and populating it with the right menu. The next thing I want to do is I want to add contact information. Click add block and text. Under our heading, I'll change that to contact us. Go ahead and input your store's address in the subtext and format it correctly. Save. Populate this with as many blocks as needed. I recommend that you add not more than 4 blocks here. If not, it will start to look a little cluttered. Now let's go back to our footer section. I want to highlight the show social media icons. If you want your social media icons to appear on the bottom of the page, although this is checked, they are not appearing right now. You just have to click on theme settings as well and go to social media, which is down here, and enter the URLs. Going to the YouTube URL, entering my channel URL here, click save. And as you can see, there's a YouTube icon that showed up as soon as we entered that. Going back to our sections, let's view the page, mobile view. And if we're satisfied with how it looks, we'll go and update our product page. Go to your product page by clicking products default product. Click on product information to open settings for the product. Let's go ahead and change this color scheme. We'll choose color scheme 2 and hit save. Let's go through the settings. So far, everything looks good. For the image zoom, we have the open light box. So when we click on our product image, this happens. We have a click and hover. When you click, it kind of goes like this. And there's a no zoom. So basically nothing really happens. Please choose whichever you prefer. We'll just keep it as open light box. We'll leave the rest of the settings at default. Let's just click on the theme settings and see what's available. The sale badge color is currently set as color scheme 4, and we'll leave it as color scheme 4. As far as the sold out badge, it's set at color scheme 3. Let's change this product so that you can see what it looks like when it's sold out. In order to change this to a sold out product, just click on this preview link and click change. Let's change that to a product that's currently sold out. Verify that it's just in my store products and it's one that has 0 in stock. Going back, I'll click back on product information and go back to the theme settings we were viewing, back to our sold out badge color, and our sold out badge color is right here. We really can't see it when it's sold out, so I recommend changing it to something more visible. We'll change it to color scheme 1 just so that it's easily seen, and click save. Let's go back and change the product to one that we do have in stock. Go back to the green holiday sweatshirt. Let's work on the customization. Next block is text. This text block is dynamically linked to my vendor. You can remove this and link it to something else. Click on this to connect the dynamic source to see what we have available. You can link it to title, vendor, or a meta field. If we linked it to title, it would just show this here. In this case, I just want to delete it because we already have a title and it's superfluous at this point. Click save. Let's go down to our settings. The title does not have any customizable settings. The price does not have any customizable settings, so we'll leave those. Variant picker does have customizable settings. Once again, let's switch this product to one that has variants. Go back to variant picker. This is the pill variant picker and the drop down style. Please choose one you prefer. We'll leave the default as pills, and as far as the color swatches, you need to enable swatches on product options. No customizable settings with the quantity selector. Same as the buy button, we'll leave the default checked. Product description, there are no customizable settings. And then we have a share button. We'll go ahead and delete that button. Click save. Let's see what other blocks are available to add. We'll go ahead and add an inventory status block and move it right up here to underneath the price. It's not showing right now because the inventory of this particular product is not tracked. So let's change this to something that has trackable inventory. And let's actually move this inventory status. Let's click on it and just customize the settings a little bit. We won't show inventory count. We'll click save and it just shows in stock. And we have some more customizable items. You can add an icon with text. I recommend that you add that right underneath the buy button. You can change the layout to vertical, or you can keep it horizontal. Let's leave it vertical, and you can add important things like fast shipping. I like to add the returns information. So just click on first icon and we'll say fast shipping, just to really communicate things with your customers very quickly. The next is return. So we'll say free 30-day returns. And on the third icon, let's choose a different icon, and 24/7 customer chat, 24/7 live chat. Click save. Let's view it in mobile. All right. And again, more sections to add. Recommend that you add a product rating once you have your product app. The related products, We'll change it to color scheme 2 and click save. And of course, there are all these customizable settings. You can add more sections here, just like in the home page. Please feel free to experiment with what to add to enhance your page. Moving on from the default product page, we'll go straight to the collections. Click this drop down arrow, hit collections, and click default collections. We have a collections banner, so click on that. We have the show collection description that's checked. You can click show collection image. If you have a collection image set on your actual collections page, that collection image will show. Let's change our collection color scheme to color scheme 2 and hit save. Let's go into our product grid. You're able to set the number of products per page and the number of columns on desktop. We'll leave the default settings. We'll change the colors to color scheme 2 and we'll check show product rating. Again, this only works when you have a product app installed. Click save. And we'll leave the rest of the settings as the default settings. Let's now go to our collections list. Very similarly, click on collections list page, click theme settings. Let's go to our pages. And then let's just go, and it's the same thing, just go through the rest of your pages. The gift card does not have any editable settings. Going to our cart page, this is a very important page. We're gonna click on items and you can change the color scheme here. We'll leave it at color scheme 2. And for the subtotal, we'll change that to color scheme 2 as well and hit save. Under the theme settings, you can enable cart note. I don't recommend this to be checked because it can create a lot of customer service work. So we'll leave this unchecked. Let's just take one look at the mobile view, and it does look really good. Just quickly go through the rest of your pages to do the same thing with the look and the feel. Mostly, if there are any customizable settings, you would just click on it and you should be able to view the customizable settings. Why don't we go to our theme settings and configure our global settings here. Let's click on our logo. Click add images. And here's the logo. Click save. As far as the favicon goes, go ahead and use this website to generate a favicon. Our colors, we won't change anything because we modified our colors throughout this tutorial. To change your font, you can click change font. I know the font I'm looking for, so we'll go ahead and change that. Click select, save, and let's just change the rest. The body text, next, select, and you see that update and save. Let's see what our homepage looks like. Buttons. For buttons, if we wanted to give it a rounded corner, you would change the corner radius. Let's do that. So as you can see, as I move it, it changes. We already worked on the social media. This is where you could add all your social media accounts. As far as our app embeds, we don't have any apps here, but as soon as you download apps, they'll start coming here and you just typically turn them on. And there you have it. We've created a very beautiful website. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.